Wareham Charter Review Committee, March 26, 2009. The following members were in attendance: Alan Slavin, Chairman Pro Tem; Mary Ann Silva, Acting Clerk; Michael Jones, John Houghton, Len Gay, Lee Carmody, David Smith, and Finance Committee Liaison, Donna Brunk. Absent were Board of Selectmen Liaison, Brenda Ekstrom and Edward Pasewicz. The meeting began at 6 p.m. with Alan Slavin reporting that Mr. Pasewicz would not be in attendance due to a conflict due to another meeting. He then announced that Larry Gaines had submitted his resignation due to a previous commitment to the Council on Aging Board of Directors. Mr. Slavin also stated that the meeting would only be 1 hour, so that anyone that wanted to attend Candidates' Night at the VFW in Onset would be able to do so. The members again discussed what we can and cannot do as a board. It was decided that we should receive direction from Brenda Ekstrom, with her expertise, or from Town Council, in order to proceed in the right direction. Mr. Slavin suggested that we make a list of departments, and make it a point to meet with them, and have them request as to what will work of them and what doesn't. It was suggested that we need to approach them in a non-aggressive way, perhaps with questions and answers. It was stated that we need to make all comfortable, and not make this political. Len Gay suggested that we should try and obtain feedback from other towns. Mr. Slavin stated that we could also invite them in to speak with us, including Bourne, Falmouth, etc. The board discussed the need for checks and balances and work toward presenting as a business community and gain respect in that regard. It was suggested that we create questions and guidelines. Alan asked for volunteers to come up with questions for committees and department heads. Lee Carmody stated she would, but not alone. Jack Houghton then volunteered. Alan appointed them as a subcommittee to create these questions and bring them back to the board. He also stated that we need a list of committees and where they fall in the charter. Ms. Carmody also suggested that we need a forum to publish the board's accomplishments. It was discussed and agreed that we could use the town clerk's site, as this board and the clerk's office will be working hand in hand. At this point, the secretary stated that before we go any further we needed to appoint a permanent chairman and secretary. At that point Jack Houghton made a motion to have the chair pro tem be appointed permanent chairman. It was seconded by Lee Carmody. The vote was called, and it was 7-0-1 in favor. Alan Slavin abstained from the vote. Jack then proposed another motion to have the clerk pro tem be appointed permanent clerk. The motion was seconded by Michael Jones. Alan Slavin called the vote, and it was 7-0-1 in favor. Mary Ann Silva abstained from the vote. Alan Slavin then asked if everyone had received the minutes from the last meeting. All present had received copies. He asked if there were any changes, and if all were in agreement. At that point, Jack Houghton motioned that we accept the minutes from the previous meeting subject to objection. The motion was seconded by several members present. Alan called for the vote, and it was recorded as unanimous, with the minutes being filed at the town clerk's office. It was suggested that we need information on the petition process for the next meeting. Alan then asked the board to set the dates for April. It was agreed that we would meet again on Thursday, April 9, 2009 at 6 p.m., and then again on Thursday, April 23, 2009 at 6 p.m. Both meetings to be held in room 228 in the Multi-Service Center. At this point Mr. Slavin entertained a motion to adjourn. It was seconded by Jack Houghton. Mr. Slavin called for the vote, and it was recorded as unanimous. Meeting was adjourned at 6:50 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Mary Ann Silva, Clerk.